Hey everybody, it's Tamara Thompson with the Video Marketing Podcast for business owners and influencers and entrepreneurs and anybody who wants to actually just watch and listen to it. It's for you if you want to grow your business with video marketing and social media. And I'm really excited because today I have a special guest with me and we're going to talk all things Instagram, how to grow influence on Instagram. This gal I was fortunate to meet in Las Vegas, actually probably 2 weeks before the pandemic hit. It literally hit, I think, right after we left Vegas. And we were at a special Forbes travel event, and it was so fun. We literally, I think, met on the escalator, getting name badges or scanning in, and just we connected from there. And I connected on Instagram, and I just saw what a great following that she has built for herself. Super kind, humble human being. And I just wanted to stay connected with her. And so I did. And I asked her to be a guest on our show today, Christina Tan. And thank you so much, Christina, just for joining us and staying in touch after a crazy experience of coolness in Vegas to pandemic times. So thanks for being here.
Hi, Tamara. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm so excited to have you here because, even after we connected, I was like, wow, she's awesome. Obviously, you're amazing. You've been able to build Instagram with influence and make a name for yourself in the travel influencer space, in the luxury travel space. And it's really cool to see your unique photography skills, and as well as other people obviously taking photos of you with these deals, as well as these hotels and these locations and traveling. And it's really that life that a lot of people want to live, right? They want to travel, but people are just wow, they see that and they're like, I want to do that. How does she do that? How did she get the opportunity to do that? And so I'd love for you just to share what inspired you really to start growing Instagram channels. I know you had one, but you actually have two channels that you've grown fabulously.
Okay, Tamara, first of all, thank you again for having me in your podcast. Travel has been always my passion. And in fact, in the middle of it, I took photography as my hobby. So that goes along the way, and it's supporting my hobby as a traveler. So I'm thrilled to find so many people got inspired with my photography and travel journey. So it's a joy for me to share how beautiful the world is, and to be able to find some places new and make it popular or viral in Instagram is a wonderful feeling. So that's how I, keep on, keeps me going to grow my Instagram. But it wasn't really planned actually, because I was really working before, and then I quit and I resigned my job, which is a totally different, although it's related. I worked in fashion before, but then of course I have some creative or sense of art before, so it took me it's not really difficult for me to get into photography. So that's how.
You and I actually kind of have a similar story on that side. My passion started with video at a young age, not really understanding that when my father bought us our first camcorder back in the 1980s, it was those big camcorders that you put over your shoulder. Is probably as big as my head at the time. And I never really understood that, my passion of something at such a young age would actually turn into a career, and then it would turn into a business model as well. Because a little bit about my backstory, I had gone to film school after I was unsatisfied with my career in the fitness industry for a long time. So I went back to school for filmmaking, and then cameras were kind of my thing I was passionate about for a while, but I looked at it as a hobby at first, and then became more of a freelancer, and then became an entrepreneur, and then business owner, and now a female CEO. Which, who would have known that this little camcorder would have started by passion, and then realized that it was actually part of my life. And it sounds like photography did the same thing for you.
Exactly. And what is inspired me to go into photography is actually all those fashion magazines that I've been looking into since I was studying and working, those models with the background of places so it makes me want to travel into that destination. So that's how it started.
That's awesome. And I know you've been able to grow yours over time. We work with a lot of entrepreneurs and influencers or people that want to grow influence. And let's say somebody's just starting out. What 3 tips would you give somebody that may not have hit the 10,000 follower mark yet? They really want that swipe up option right in their thing, but maybe they're just starting out. What 3 tips would you give someone just starting out their Instagram?
For example, for myself, is I'm a travel photographer. So I will always put a very good quality content. And it's very important for you to make sure your first 9 or 12 photo in your grid there is very eye-catching, very nice. And so people will get interested to it, because within 3 or 5 seconds, when people look into your feed, they will just decide whether they're going to follow you or not, first thing. And secondly, you have to use a related hashtag according to your picture, whatever it is, and don't just use random hashtags. And I think the most important is to engage with your followers and asking simple question in your caption. For example, I always ask, how's your day? Or how's your weekend so far? It creates a conversation between you and your followers, so they feel close to you and they feel like they are part of your journey. And of course, you have to also engage with other content creators, so you gotta like and comment, you support each other in the community. And another thing is for sure, very, very important is your bio in your Instagram. It is very important that you put your professional name and then what you do, because people want to know. It's like your name card. When you meet someone, of course, they want to know who you are and what you do, and your contact, which is either your email or your phone number, is always has to be there. And probably your achievement, for example, Tamara, CEO of blah, and then Tamara, award-winning videographer, things like that. So I think that's very important.
Yeah, no, I think what about like a call to action link there? Like a lot of our clients have put, they have a single call to action. What do you think of like Linktree, like where people put multiple call to actions in one Linktree link? I'm sure you've probably seen that before.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's really good as well, because I wasn't really get into that, but I see some businesses doing that Linktree. And I think also important if you do make use of some IG story as well, when you have like anticipation, like you do some polls, whether it's a yes or a no, things like that. Just that means bottom line is an engagement, with your followers.
Yeah, we teach our clients that too. So I own a content marketing company now. So it started off as a video production company, and then we shifted a couple years ago to create an entire content marketing system for people that wanted basically it's like a well-oiled machine running for it themselves. So all they have to do is shoot the videos, they send it to our team, and we create everything for them, from their video podcast to their audio podcast to their quote graphics to their teasers to their Instagram story videos. So all that stuff and social media management. But what we've seen with the things that have been working well is the point that you just were talking about, was stories and polls. And one of the big things, obviously, when people hit the 10,000 follower mark, they have that swipe up option where you can drive them to a specific call to action. But some people starting off cannot. And so we've always recommended to our clients, like, utilize the polls, just like you said. We teach that too, because what they can do is get people to say, like, hey, do you want the link to, my PDF, my free download, my giveaway, or here's the link to my podcast episode. And people are like, yes, yes, yes. You do have to do like a manual push to send it to them when they're doing that, especially when you don't, when you're managing it yourself. Right. But it's been good for our clients, because we see them growing in that sense, and then their Instagram story views have grown. The more that they actually push out polls, the more they engage, they've seen more people actually find them with that. So that's a really helpful tip too. And we've always taught people to create a link tree too, because they might have multiple call to actions. It's not just your website, or maybe it's your YouTube, or it's your podcast, or here's your freebie gift or something, or an email opt-in. We're collecting their email address, to build that piece of it too. on that. Let's change topics into, like, I know some of our clients have been working on generating brand deals or sponsorships with different types of things for YouTube right now because they're growing their YouTube channels. But I'd love your take and advice on how to grow brand deals and relationships for Instagram. Like, how do you approach it? It's usually a very a great conversation to have with big companies.
If you do Toyota and you do Mercedes and you do Porsche, people get confused. The brand will, who are you actually? Because you grab every brand. So they want you to very specific and to get into your market niche. So do not be random about it. And when you are big enough, try to reach out to the brands that you believe in and offering any collaboration to create your portfolio. That's what I have done before I get some compensation. So I did our portfolio and do them some collabs or barter. And when I have enough portfolio, then I'm really confident, and I can start monetizing my branding while approaching or it's a vice versa, because they're gonna approach me as well, doing some projects.
What is your favorite part about, growing your influencer brand? Like, what's been the biggest reward? I would assume some of the travel opportunities and just the experiences, but tell me, what's been your biggest, like, favorite part about it?
I guess being able to travel around the world and meeting some incredible and powerful people like you, for example, the Blue in Las Vegas, and being so well known in the industry, and something that I will never think ever before. It feels like it's so surreal, but because I've never dreamed about being so like what I achieve now, because I'm coming from Far East. I never thought I'm going to be so international, because that's how powerful Instagram is, because it's opened the door for you internationally, not only locally. So, and my biggest rewards, I guess, is it's undescribable. I mean, I've been into some projects, and I would never think of, because it's really like a dream come true.
And my last question, because this podcast is formally around video marketing and things like that, and growing your influence with video. I know that you're more on the photography side, but what types of ways have you actually utilized video in your business as well, like with Instagram?
Before COVID, I do a lot of videos on my feed, although not so often, because I know video is actually is different with a still photo. Video is like, you have a lot of movement, you have some music, you can move people emotionally, indirectly. So it's really powerful, I guess. And also a lot of stories is with the video is, you can really like stuff like unboxing, you can really give a sense of a real reality or what to give to your audience.
As if your audience is there. It's like that reality of being a part of your experience. Like, people like, ooh, I get to see behind the scenes. Like, I feel like I'm there with you, I think that's, and like you said, it's great for storytelling. It's being able to, if you're traveling and you're giving people little clips here, it could be in stories, it could be a live stream, it could be a dual live stream where maybe you're doing like a dual live on Instagram with like another influencer or a brand, just great ways that people can see you other than photography, that just kind of splitting it up. So
yes. And in fact, during the lockdown, the first one back in March and April, I did a lot of IG live with a lot of people from the hospitality industry, for all the general managers around the world also. And I did some interviews, and it's really cool, and it's really like something while you are doing at home, then you can really still keep in touch with your audience, with your followers, and keep them updated about what's going on in other part of the world, about this hotel, it's really cool. And I did I think it's about like 17 or 20 IG live with that. I'm really good to be still keep in touch with my followers with IGTV.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have some clients in the hospitality influencer space, and some of them actually were at the Forbes Travel event in Vegas with us, and it's been unique to see how they shifted their Instagrams and their video needs and things like that. And one of our clients ended up doing a daily podcast Monday through Friday, which I was like, that's a big step. That's a lot of commitment to be live every single day, Monday through Friday, to keep up to date with what's going on in the hotel and hospitality industry, just because, you know, that industry was getting hit so hard. And so, but having that support and the followers just were loving it, that he was going live like every day. I was like, I know I don't enjoy going live every day. I don't know about you, but I don't mind doing like stories and things, but having a, you know, podcast is great. And I have a weekly show that we pre-produce and launch weekly. And it's great to be able to be consistent with that. But I was like, wow, I was like 5 times 4. I'm like 20 episodes a month. I'm like, woo, a little much for me. But I was like, all power to him for doing that.
I know, Tamara.
If you
Tamara, it's a lot of effort to do that, you know, especially when, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine. Good. Yeah, it's a lot of effort to do that.
It's a lot of effort. First thing, you are also being so stressed out and depressed, you know, about the whole situation. But then you still have to be smiling and motivate your followers, you know, things like, and you have to say something positive, and you have to keep on giving some motivation and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really, really hard, actually. Yeah.
And
you know, you can have so many people with that.
Well, and I think people are having a hard time with that too. So you want to be there as a leader during this time, and show up and stay positive and be empathetic, and you know, and then other people they're having a really hard time, and so you have to protect your energy too when you are live and you have people joining you and you're reading these comments that could be devastating or heartbreaking, or you know, you want to be there for people. So all the clients that we saw that stepped up during the pandemic, they really consider themselves as leaders in their niches and industries, and those are the ones that really got even more traction with content marketing. Just being present and consistent was the main key, and that's really what I see about consistency and success, is keeping going, keep interacting with your audience, keep doing your Instagram photos, keep doing your live streams, keep doing your podcast, whatever it is. It's like those that were, you know, got into such a funk during the time, you know, people started to just kind of disappear in different ways, or they weren't putting out their normal like positive vibe because things weren't normal per se. But that's really the people I saw really showing up during the time, were the people that were willing to step up, be leaders, and stay as positive as they can, you know, because we can cry behind closed doors, right? But, you know, we want to help be there for people too, to support and keep them inspired and motivated, you know, on that sense too. But yeah, it's been quite the journey. And I appreciate you coming on here today and just sharing some helpful tips. Do you have any other last minute tips or inspiration to those out there that want to grow their Instagram channels?
Yes, Tamara, I think whatever is happening right now in this situation, digital marketing cannot be stopped, you know, regardless of your business or your individual, you have to be really connected with your audience.
Ability to connect with your audience and then stay connected. You know, you don't want to lose your audience. You want to just continue to build rapport with them. You want to continue to engage with them and continue to have them engage with you. And that's really what is great with Instagram and other platforms as well. But I think Instagram is a great place for people to feel like they know you, or they want that lifestyle, or they, you know, look up to you, you know, or they're dreaming of that life. You're able to show what this lifestyle with travel, and that's what's it brings people hope, and it brings people dreams, because, you know, we may have never thought, you know, you may have never thought that you'd become, you know, a large, you know, travel influencer, luxury travel influencer. And I would have never thought that I'd become a CEO of a company. You know, it's just where our life paths led us. And it's it's great that we're able to actually provide this experience for ourselves on a path that we actually enjoy, because a lot of people get stuck in these careers that they don't even enjoy. And I think being passionate about something, because I've been told by people, well, a lot of people that may have had, a mindset that was not set right, where they might have said, hey, like, this is just a passion. They would use the words I can't or I won't create a life for myself or a business. I was like, but yes, you can. I was like, you have to go after your dreams. You have to be consistent. You have to not be afraid to ask. You have to reach out. You have to communicate. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be vulnerable. You have to know what you want and go after it. And that's what we've done as business owners for our own brands. Be able to do that, because people will say, like, how did you do this, or how did you do that? I'm like, it takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes connections and passion, but also being able to put together offers so that we are profitable in the end. So you turn a passion into a career, where a lot of people mistake passion for hobbies, but you can make a difference, and you can make a career, and you can make money doing what you love. And I think more people should do that and go after their passion, and just find a way to monetize their passion. So I appreciate you, Christina, for being here today. Thank you so much. We'll be sure to put your social handles in the descriptions and share out on social media, so that you'll be aware of when it's live and all fun and edited and things like that. So I just want to say thank you again for being here with me today. I really appreciate you.
You're most welcome. And thank you also for having me, Tamara.
Awesome. Thanks again. And I'll see you guys all next week. And thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys taking time to check this out. For those of you that feel inspired, want to subscribe and ring the bell, go ahead and do so. And definitely check out more videos just like this one over here. Tap the screen, and I'll see you next time.